There is one undeniable truth about life. Where you are today is a direct result of the habits you have built over time. Your success, your struggles, your happiness, and even your mindset are all shaped by the small things you do consistently, not by the big things you do occasionally. If you want to change your life, you don't start by changing your circumstances. You start by changing yourself. And the fastest way to do that, change your habits. Today, I want to share 10 habits that, if practiced daily, will transform your life forever. Habits are the architects of our destiny. Every action we take, no matter how small, is laying the foundation for the life we are building. Most people think their future is shaped by one big decision: the career they choose, the relationships they enter, or the opportunities that come their way. But the truth is, our destiny isn't built in a single moment. It's built in the thousands of small, unseen choices we make every single day. The beauty of habits is that they work in silence. They don't shout for attention, they don't demand immediate results, yet they shape who we become more than any singular event ever could. Every time you hit snooze, instead of getting up early, you're casting a vote for the type of person you will become. Every time you scroll through social media instead of reading a book, you're choosing to either invest in your mind or let it stay stagnant. The small decisions may seem insignificant in the moment, but when repeated daily, they become the blueprint of your life. Greatness is not a product of intensity, it's a product of consistency. Anyone can work hard for a day or even a week, but it's the person who shows up day after day when no one is watching who builds something extraordinary. The person who exercises every morning not because they feel like it, but because they've made a promise to themselves. The person who spends 30 minutes a day learning instead of wasting time on distractions. The person who chooses gratitude over complaining, discipline over comfort, and action over excuses. What makes habits so powerful is that they operate on autopilot. Once a habit is formed, it no longer requires willpower. It becomes part of who you are. That's why habits are not just something you do, they are something you become. When you develop the habit of showing up early, you become a reliable person. When you practice kindness daily, you become a kind person. When you push yourself outside your comfort zone every day, you become someone who refuses to settle. The challenge is that bad habits follow the same process. They don't ruin your life overnight, they slowly chip away at your potential. A missed workout turns into a week without exercise. Scrolling on your phone for 5 minutes becomes an hour. Skipping one small task becomes a pattern of procrastination. The habits that feel harmless in the moment are often the ones that cause the most damage long term. If habits are the architects of our destiny, the question is not whether we are building something, the question is what we are building. Are your habits creating the life you want, or are they silently working against you? The hardest part of changing your life isn't setting the goal, it's breaking the habits that are holding you back and replacing them with habits that move you forward. The good news is, habits are not fixed. You have the power to rewrite the blueprint. It starts by becoming intentional with your small daily choices. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. You need to commit to one small habit at a time. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages a day. Exercise for 20 minutes. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. These small actions may seem insignificant, but when repeated consistently, they create a ripple effect that changes everything. Your habits are shaping your future. Whether you realize it or not, the question is, are they shaping the future you want? If you want to predict where you'll be in 5 years, look at what you're doing every single day. Because in the end, success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the kind of person who consistently does the right things, even when no one is watching. Habits are the invisible force behind every great achievement. They are the architects of your destiny, quietly building the life you will one day live. Every small decision is a brick, every action is a blueprint, and every day is another chance to design the future you deserve. Who we become is a reflection of what we repeatedly do. Our lives are not shaped by what we want or what we dream of. They are shaped by the small, consistent actions we take every single day. It's easy to believe that our future will be determined by one big opportunity, one breakthrough moment, or one life-changing decision. But the truth is, who we are becoming is not defined by what we do occasionally. It's defined by what we do consistently. Every action we take is like casting a vote for the type of person we want to become. If you consistently show up to the gym, you're not just someone who works out, you're becoming a disciplined person. If you consistently choose to learn every day, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're becoming a person who values growth. If you consistently speak with kindness, you're not just saying nice words, you're becoming a kind person. Our habits are a mirror, reflecting back the person we are becoming. The challenge is, most of us don't realize this is happening in the moment. We think small decisions don't matter. We tell ourselves, it's just one skipped workout, or it's just one unhealthy meal, or it's just one more hour of scrolling through social media. But these small actions, repeated daily, shape the person we become far more than any big decision ever will. If you want to know what your future looks like, look at your daily routine. Are you building the habits of the person you want to become, or are you repeating the patterns that are keeping you stuck? Every action is creating momentum, either pulling you forward or holding you back. The person who reads every day might not see a difference after 1 week, but after 1 year, they've gained knowledge that could transform their entire life. The person who wakes up early to pursue their goals might not feel the reward immediately, but over time, they become someone who prioritizes discipline over comfort. Most people wait until they feel motivated to take action, but that's not how transformation happens. You don't become disciplined by waiting to feel ready. You become disciplined by acting before you're ready. Motivation might get you started, but habits are what keep you going. What separates those who succeed from those who struggle isn't talent or intelligence. It's the ability to show up consistently even when they don't feel like it. The secret to lasting change is to shift your focus away from the result and toward the process. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, fall in love with the habit itself. Don't focus on losing 20 pounds. Focus on becoming someone who never misses a workout. Don't focus on writing a book. Focus on becoming someone who writes every single day. When you commit to the process, the results take care of themselves. Your daily habits are either aligning you with your future self or pulling you further away from the life you want to live. Every choice you make is a silent message to yourself about who you believe you are. When you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build self-respect. When you break those promises, you lose trust in yourself, and that affects everything. The best part is, you don't have to change everything overnight. You just have to show up today. One small habit at a time, one small decision at a time, because what you repeatedly do becomes who you are. If you want to change your life, don't wait for some perfect moment or grand breakthrough. Start by changing what you do every single day. Your habits are the building blocks of your character. Every action is shaping your identity. Every repetition is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. In the end, the life you build is simply a reflection of the choices you make daily. If you want to become someone better, start by doing better. Not once, not when you feel like it, but every single day. Who you become is simply a reflection of what you repeatedly do. Self-discipline is the ultimate form of self-respect. It's not just about what you do, it's about how much you value yourself. The promises you keep to yourself are a direct reflection of how much you believe you are worthy of living the life you desire. Many people think self-discipline is about sacrifice or punishment, but in reality, it's one of the greatest acts of self-love you can give yourself. When you practice self-discipline, you're telling yourself that your future matters. You're proving that your dreams, your goals, and your potential are worth the discomfort of temporary sacrifice. Every time you choose to wake up early, work out, study, or stay focused on your goals, you're reinforcing a powerful message. I am worthy of becoming the person I want to be. What most people don't realize is that self-discipline isn't just about achieving results. It's about building the relationship you have with yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your self-trust. When you say you're going to do something and you actually do it, you start to believe in yourself on a deeper level. That belief creates confidence. That confidence fuels momentum. And that momentum changes your entire life. On the other hand, every time you break a promise to yourself, you silently send the opposite message. I can't trust myself. You might not even realize you're doing it, but your subconscious is always watching. When you skip workouts, procrastinate on your goals, or hit snooze instead of waking up early, you're chipping away at your own self-respect. The worst part is, this pattern becomes a cycle. The more you break promises to yourself, the harder it becomes to believe you're capable of change. The truth is, how you treat yourself in private matters far more than how others see you in public. Self-discipline isn't about impressing others, it's about respecting yourself even when no one is watching. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard because you know you deserve more. When you master self-discipline, you no longer need external validation to feel worthy. You create that validation from within. What makes self-discipline so powerful is that it forces you to confront who you really are. It strips away the excuses, the justifications, and the stories you've told yourself for years. It leaves you face to face with one question. Do you really want this, or are you just saying you want it? Most people want success, but they don't want the discomfort that comes with it. They want to be fit, but they don't want to exercise every day. They want to be successful, but they don't want to sacrifice their comfort. They want confidence, but they don't want to put in the work to build it. Self-discipline is the bridge between wanting something and becoming someone. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not a talent, it's a choice. A choice you make every single day to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The beauty of self-discipline is that it's not about being perfect, it's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel. Some days you'll feel motivated, and some days you won't. But self-discipline doesn't rely on how you feel, it relies on what you've committed to. And every time you show up, even on the hard days, you're proving to yourself that your goals matter. Self-discipline isn't about punishment, it's about freedom. It's the freedom to create the life you want instead of settling for the life you're given. It's the freedom to trust yourself, knowing that you're capable of doing hard things. It's the freedom to walk into any room with confidence, not because of what others think of you, but because of what you know about yourself. No one is born with self-discipline, it's built one decision at a time. Every time you push yourself to follow through, you're rewriting the story of who you are. You're becoming someone who can be trusted, someone who follows through, someone who respects themselves enough to put in the work not just once, but every single day. If you want to build self-respect, don't wait for motivation. Start by keeping the small promises you make to yourself. Wake up when you say you will. Do the workout when you don't feel like it. Finish what you start, even when it's hard. The more you keep those small promises, the more you'll realize that self-respect isn't built in one big moment. It's built in the small, invisible moments when no one is watching. In the end, self-discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. It's not something you practice, it's something you become. The highest form of self-respect is refusing to settle for less than you're capable of. Because when you consistently choose discipline over comfort, you're not just changing your habits, you're transforming your identity. Self-discipline is the ultimate form of self-respect. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to become someone you can trust, someone who shows up, follows through, and never gives up on becoming the person you were always meant to be. Success is not what we achieve, it's what we attract by the person we become. Too often, people chase success as if it's something external, a prize waiting to be claimed, a destination to reach or a reward to be earned. But real success isn't something you pursue, it's something you attract as a result of who you are becoming. The truth is, the life you want will always be a reflection of the person you decide to become along the journey. Most people set goals focused on outcomes, more money, better relationships, or a higher position. They believe that once they achieve those things, they will feel successful, confident, or fulfilled. But success doesn't work that way. The person you are right now is only capable of achieving what your current mindset, habits, and character allow. If you want to attract more success into your life, you don't start by chasing outcomes. You start by upgrading the person you are becoming. The journey to success is not about having more, it's about becoming more. When you focus on becoming the type of person who naturally attracts success, the results take care of themselves. Instead of asking, what can I get? Ask yourself, who do I need to become to deserve what I want? If you want wealth, become someone who is disciplined with money. If you want great relationships, become someone who brings value, love, and trust into every interaction. If you want confidence, become someone who keeps promises to themselves and shows up consistently. Everything you attract into your life, opportunities, relationships, success, is a direct reflection of the energy and mindset you carry. The reason some people seem to attract success effortlessly isn't because they're lucky, it's because they've done the inner work to become the type of person success naturally gravitates toward. They didn't just get the promotion because they asked for it, they became the person who deserved it long before the opportunity showed up. They didn't build a thriving business just because they wanted one. They became disciplined, consistent, and relentless behind closed doors before anyone ever noticed. The uncomfortable truth is that success is not something you can fake. You can talk about your goals, you can visualize your dreams. But at the end of the day, you will always attract the level of success that matches your internal standards. If you're not attracting what you want in life, it's not because you're unlucky, it's because you're not yet the person who deserves it. That's not meant to discourage you, it's meant to empower you. Because the moment you understand that success is something you attract by who you become, you realize you have full control over your future. The secret is to stop focusing so much on what you're chasing and start focusing on who you're becoming in the process. Success isn't a destination, it's a byproduct of personal growth. You could hand someone millions of dollars, but if they haven't become the type of person who knows how to handle wealth, they will lose it just as quickly as they received it. You could give someone the perfect relationship, but if they haven't become the type of person who knows how to nurture love and trust, the relationship will fall apart. The real work isn't in chasing success, it's in becoming the person who is worthy of it. That means developing self-discipline when no one is watching. It means investing in your mind, your skills, and your character every single day. It means holding yourself to a higher standard long before the rewards show up. Because success doesn't come to those who wish for it, it comes to those who prepare for it. If you want to change your life, the question isn't, how can I get what I want? The question is, who do I now become? What habits do you need to adopt? What mindset do you need to develop? What version of yourself would naturally attract the life you dream of living? The best part is, you don't need permission from anyone to start that journey. You don't need to wait for the perfect opportunity or the right timing. You can start becoming that person today in the way you show up, in the way you speak to yourself, and in the way you honor your small daily commitments. Success is never the goal, transformation is. The money, the career. The relationships, they are simply the rewards that follow who you become along the way. When you fall in love with the process of becoming the best version of yourself, success becomes inevitable. Because success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by consistently doing the hard work of becoming the person who deserves it. Your greatest responsibility in life is to become the kind of person who attracts the life you desire, not by luck, not by shortcuts, but by your character, your discipline, and your relentless commitment to growth. The life you want is already waiting for you. The only thing standing between you and that life is the person you need to become. Success isn't what you achieve, it's what you attract by the person you become. When you shift your focus from chasing outcomes to becoming the person worthy of those outcomes, everything changes. The journey will take time. The process will test you. But in the end, the greatest reward won't be what you've achieved, it will be the person you become along the way. In every habit lies the seed of a future reality. Every small action we repeat, whether positive or negative, carries within it the blueprint of the life we are creating. The habits we practice today are quietly shaping the person we will become tomorrow. Most people underestimate the power of habits because they rarely produce immediate results. But beneath every repetition is a seed being planted, one that will inevitably grow into the future we experience. Our lives are not built in a single moment, they are built in the small, consistent choices we make every single day. Every time you wake up early to pursue your goals, you're planting the seed of discipline. Every time you choose to read instead of scroll through social media, you're planting the seed of knowledge. Every time you push yourself to exercise, you're planting the seed of health. These small actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they shape the entire trajectory of your life. The challenge is that habits often feel invisible. One workout doesn't transform your body. One act of kindness doesn't make you a better person. One productive day doesn't change your entire future. But what happens when that action is repeated every single day? The seed begins to take root. It starts small beneath the surface where no one can see it. But with enough time and consistency, it grows into something extraordinary. Every habit carries a hidden potential, not in what it produces today, but in what it will produce over months and years. Small habits compound. They either become the foundation of a life filled with purpose, growth, and success, or the silent architects of a life filled with regret. The scary part is that this process is happening whether you're aware of it or not. The same way positive habits can build your future, negative habits can quietly destroy it. Skipping one workout seems harmless until it becomes a week, then a month, then a year without exercise. Checking social media for 5 minutes seems like nothing until those 5 minutes become hours of distraction, stealing time from your dreams. Procrastinating on your goals once might not feel like a big deal until it becomes a pattern that keeps you stuck in the same place for years. What makes habits so powerful is that they don't just change what we do, they change who we become. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're becoming someone who values consistency. Every time you prioritize growth over distraction, you're becoming someone who values progress. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you're becoming someone who follows through. The habit itself is important, but the identity it creates is what transforms your future. The most difficult part of building habits is trusting the process when the results aren't visible. This is where most people give up. They expect to see immediate change, but habits don't work on our timeline, they work on nature's timeline. A seed doesn't sprout the day it's planted. It needs time, care, and patience to grow. The same is true for every habit you build. You might not see the impact of reading 10 pages a day, journaling every morning, or practicing gratitude, not today. Not next week, but the future version of you will. If you want to know what your life will look like in 5 years, look at your habits today. The small things you're doing every day are either aligning you with your dreams or pulling you further away from them. The greatest mistake you can make is believing that small actions don't matter. Because every small action is a seed, and every seed is creating a future reality. The good news is you're not bound by the habits of your past. At any moment, you can start planting new seeds. It doesn't matter if you've been procrastinating for years or making the wrong choices the moment you decide to build better habits. You start creating a different future. The process will feel slow at first. The results will feel invisible. But every action you take is shifting the direction of your life, even if you can't see it yet. The secret is to fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Focus on showing up every day, not on how quickly you're progressing. Water the seed with consistent action. Protect it with patience. Trust that with enough time, the invisible work you're doing will one day become visible to the world. Your habits are the most powerful force shaping your life. Every repetition is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. Every small action is writing the story of your future. The life you want isn't built in a single leap, it's built in the tiny daily decisions that most people overlook. In every habit lies the seed of a future reality. The question is, what future are you planting? Are your habits creating the life you dream of, or are they quietly keeping you stuck? The life you're dreaming of isn't waiting for some perfect moment, it's waiting to be built, one small habit at a time. Plant the seeds of discipline. Plant the seeds of growth. Plant the seeds of self-respect. The future you desire is already on its way, but only if you have the patience and commitment to nurture it. One action at a time. One day at a time. Because in the end, the life you live will always be the harvest of the seeds you chose to plant. Greatness is hidden in the small, unseen moments. The world celebrates success when it becomes visible, the awards, the achievements, the breakthroughs. But what most people don't see is that every moment of greatness was built long before anyone ever noticed. The loud victories are always the result of quiet, consistent effort behind closed doors. It's not the grand gestures or the once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that create greatness. It's the small, unseen moments when no one is watching. Greatness is built in the early mornings when you wake up before the rest of the world to chase your dreams. It's built in the late nights when you're still working long after your motivation has faded. It's built in the moments when you choose to show up. Not because anyone will give you credit, but because you made a promise to yourself. The small moments, the ones that feel insignificant, are the very moments that shape who you become. The challenge is that most people overlook these moments because they don't feel like they matter. It's easy to show up when you're inspired. It's easy to work hard when there's a crowd cheering you on. But the moments that define your future are the ones no one will ever see when you're tired, unmotivated, and full of doubt, yet you still choose to take one more step forward. Those are the moments that separate those who dream from those who achieve. Greatness isn't built overnight, it's built in the thousands of small decisions you make every single day. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're building greatness. Every time you choose consistency over comfort, you're building greatness. Every time you choose to do the work, even when no one will ever know, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your future. The irony is that the most important work you'll ever do is the work that will never be applauded or recognized. The world will see the transformation, but it will never see the sacrifice. They will see the confidence, but they won't see the mornings you battled self-doubt. They will see the success, but they will never see the countless hours you spent alone doing the hard, invisible work. And that's exactly why so few people ever reach their full potential. Because they quit in the small moments when it feels like nothing is happening. What makes greatness so rare is that it demands patience. The small moments feel boring. They feel repetitive. They feel like they're not making a difference. But what you do consistently in private will always show up in public, not right away, not when you expect it, but eventually. The results will come, but only if you're willing to keep showing up long before the rewards appear. The secret to greatness is understanding that the unseen moments matter more than the visible ones. How you act when no one is watching is who you really are. Are you cutting corners when no one will find out? Are you skipping workouts when no one is holding you accountable? Are you letting yourself off the hook when no one would ever know? Or are you holding yourself to a higher standard simply because you know you're capable of more? Every time you show up in those small moments, you're proving to yourself that you are worthy of the life you're chasing. You're proving that you're not just hoping for greatness, you're preparing for it. The work you're doing today is shaping the person you're becoming tomorrow. Every repetition is casting a silent vote for the future you're building. The truth is, greatness isn't reserved for the talented or the lucky. It's reserved for those who are willing to do the work when no one is watching. It's reserved for those who fall in love with the process more than the result. It's reserved for those who understand that success isn't built on one big breakthrough. It's built on thousands of small, ordinary actions stacked on top of each other. If you're in the season where the results haven't shown up yet, don't quit. Those are the moments that matter the most. Every time you show up without a reward, you're becoming the person who will one day deserve the reward. The small, unseen moments are preparing you for opportunities that haven't arrived yet. The world might not see what you're doing, but the future version of you will thank you for every small action you choose today. Keep going when no one is clapping. Keep showing up when no one is watching. Keep building when no one is noticing. Because the greatest rewards in life always come to those who are willing to do the invisible work that everyone else avoids. Greatness isn't something you're given, it's something you earn in the moments when no one is watching. The habits you practice in private will always show up in public. The small, unseen moments are where discipline is built, confidence is forged, and character is tested. One day, the world will see what you've built, but only you will know what it took to create it. The question is, will you be the person who gives up when the small moments feel pointless? Or will you be the person who keeps showing up, trusting that every unseen moment is planting the seeds of your future greatness? In the end, greatness is never one big moment, it's 1,000 small moments stacked together. What you do in the unseen moments will always shape the life you live when the spotlight finally arrives.